regular number 19, Enzo Martinez. Defensive forward number 7, kickoff. Forward number 9, Juan Agudelo. And forward number 10, Crawford Hakeem. Birmingham Legion FC is led by head coach Tom Jones. All right, Birmingham, we want to make sure we get a chance to start hosting the series stuff like those in the military. If you are active service or have served in the military, at this time, will you please rise so that we can acknowledge and celebrate your service to this country? Will you please stand at this time? Birmingham, make some noise! Legion FC's next match is on the road at Miami FC on Wednesday, May 3rd. Tune to watch the match on My 68 or ESPN Plus and follow at BHM Legion on Twitter for live match updates. Then the police parks will turn to Protective Stadium on Saturday, May 6th for UAB Medicine Nurses Night to face the Oakland Reefs. And fans can grab tickets today at bhmlegion.com/tickets. All right, we want to make sure that you have the best experience when you come out from Legion FC Stadium. And of course, we've got the 18-seat field seat right behind me. I want you to take a look at how amazing these shots are. And we've got birthday winners down here, of course, hanging out where they've got this beautiful sign. Everybody say, happy birthday, Ainsley! Now, you can, of course, be in these seats. You've got to use the hashtag ATT Legion Upgrade. If you use that with all selfies and photos that you post today on all of your social platforms, you can actually be in these seats, so we would love to see that happen. So show your spirit today as we hammer it out and make some noise!
fresh off a road win, Birmingham Legion are back here at home today, trying to continue their good run of form with their second win this week. Keep the smiles on those faces against a hungry Hartford athletic side here on this standalone Sunday in the USL Championship. Welcome to downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Here's Sloss Furnace and off in the distance, Protective Stadium. Our host for today's contest between Birmingham Legion FC as they take on Hartford Athletic. Welcome into our broadcast booth here at Protective Stadium. Glad to have you with us. That's the coach, Mike Getman. I'm Blake Gardner, and Mike, Birmingham Legion coming in playing well. One of the best teams in the East, but this is the Hartford side that's starting to find their form after a bit of a slow start.
Yeah, Hartford have had a bit of a tough start. They've changed formations. They've started playing with two up top. Birmingham Legion, on the other hand, have been a really hot team all season. But in their two losses, both of those were against teams that played with two up top. It'll be interesting to see how they deal with that today. Yeah, unique challenge for Birmingham's backline today. And that two forwards up top, well, that group includes Prince Sadie, who has been a monster to start this year for Hartford. Yeah, Prince Sadie is a special player. He's big, he's fast, he scores goals, he can create goals for others. The more he touches the ball, the more success Hartford has. Sadie scored just 4 times all last year. He's already scored 4 times this year, and he set up the goal that Hartford scored against New England in their Open Cup contest earlier this week. On the other side of things, for Birmingham Legion, their attacking front starts with this guy, Enzo Martinez. When Enzo Martinez is aggressive in the attack and defense, Legion win. He can score goals, he can create assists, and mostly he just creates havoc. He was a first-team USL selection last year after an excellent 2022, and he's finding his form as of late here in 2023 as well. Well, we are just about ready for game time. Can the three Sparks pick up their second win in 4 days? Or will Hartford pick up their second win and prove to be road warriors once again? It's Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic, and it comes your way right after this.
I walked into Chick-fil-A completely outnumbered. My husband was away at military leadership training, and the kids were doing this. Miss Carol brought me water, something to eat, and then before I knew it, she was tying Margot's shoes up and carrying her out to the car.
It always makes me feel good if that helps somebody.
I went in the next day because I just wanted to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her help.
I'm just so glad there was somebody there when she really needed it.
That's gonna go on my refrigerator.
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship on this Sunday afternoon here in Birmingham, Alabama. Almost time for kickoff at Protective Stadium, but first, let's get a look at each side's starting 11s. And Mike, let's start with Tom Ramos and Hartford Athletic.
They've got a number of changes in this lineup, but they've got Prince Sadie and Antoine Opino up top. Those two are going to be dangerous. The back five, it's a little bit of a makeshift lineup. There's going to be some questions.
Yeah, the captain, Niall Logue, not in the 18 today for Hartford, so how does that affect them defensively today? Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion and head coach Tom Sohn, a couple of changes from the lineup that beat Chattanooga on Wednesday in the Open Cup.
Only a couple of changes. I thought there might be more. Up front, Kasim and Agudelo are going to be so dangerous, and Nwegbo's been really coming on strong lately. The back four, really the same as it's been almost all season long.
Our referees on this Sunday are led by Greg Dobka, the Illinois native. Gets his third USL Championship assignment this year after he did Indy 11 against Monterey Bay last weekend. It's Dobka who leads the way as the teams make their way out to the field. Tab Ramos, the 56-year-old, now in his first full season at the helm of Hartford Athletic after being hired near the tail end of last campaign. On the opposite touchline, head coach Tom Sohn, now in his 5th season at the helm of Birmingham Legion FC. His group go to the top of the Eastern Conference table with a 3-point performance here at Protective Stadium this afternoon. There is Birmingham Legion in their attack black and gold today here at Protective. Hartford Athletic, meanwhile, in their change white, the kits that they wore in that Open Cup contest in Foxborough against New England Revolution. Hartford played a solid game. New England came away with the 2-1 win to dispatch Hartford and move on to the U.S. Open Cup round of 32. Birmingham Legion, meanwhile, also in that round of 32 after it took penalties, but they were able to get by the Nice side Chattanooga FC. Now playing for the second time in 4 days here in their home state. After winning in Tuscaloosa on Wednesday, they're back to their typical home turf, Protective Stadium, on this Sunday. Plenty of sunshine, an absolutely gorgeous afternoon for soccer here in Birmingham. 69 degrees at kickoff, but it is going to be breezy today. You're going to hear it down below on our crowd mics. The wind certainly going to play a factor on everything that's sent in the air. So something to watch here on this Sunday afternoon. Both sides ready to go. Protective Stadium, Birmingham Legion, Hartford Athletic for the second time already this year. These two Eastern Conference foes match up. And with that, we are underway from Birmingham on this Sunday afternoon.
Right away, Legion pushing it forward quickly, playing up to the big man Juan Agudelo.
Anderson Asidu getting an early touch as well. Same attacking trio that Birmingham featured on Wednesday. Juan Agudelo, Prosper Kasim, Diba Nwegbo. Along with this guy, Enzo Martinez, who is brought down and a free kick given. So Martinez fouled an early set-piece opportunity here for Birmingham as the foul whistled against Connor McGlynn, who's in the starting 11 for the 3rd straight contest. Birmingham would try something of the set-piece variety there. Instead, just put it back down on the floor and got things moving again. All the way back it goes to the captain, Fonwell Kavita, who's got a sprint to track it down. It'll give us a chance to look at our injury report today, starting with Hartford Athletic. Once again, without their big-time signing, Elvis Amo, the goal scorer, going to be out for at least another month or so with a thigh injury. Kemba Cabato also misses today with that foot injury. And as we talked about a few moments ago, Niall Lowe, the captain and the anchor of this Hartford back line, was not in the injury report, but did not make the 18 today for Hartford. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, nobody officially on the injury report for the first time all season, although Nico Breton, who's dealing with a bit of a hamstring injury, is not featured in the 18. As he continues to work his way back to full fitness. Goal kick coming for Birmingham Legion FC, and it gives us a chance to check in for the first time today with our sideline reporter, Christina Chambers. Christina?
Well, you talk about a beautiful day for a match, and that is exactly right. Now, the wind is coming out of the west about 18 to 20 miles per hour. A couple of minutes ago, right before kickoff, one of the flags actually blew over, and I talked to Coach Sohn, and he said that no adjustments will be made. He said you can't control the wind. They're just going to go out there and play the best they can.
Thanks, Christina. Certainly going to be a factor today. Birmingham going against the wind right now. Kasim to Martinez, gets it back, and Kasim almost was in, if not for that excellent defensive play by Lappert. It is going to be a Birmingham throw.
Lappert with a really good tackle and a really key tackle, because Prosper Kasim would have been in on goal.
Robin Lappert, the Frenchman, the former UConn Husky, making his 3rd start this year. It's Lappert, McGlynn, and Rod, really a trio of central defenders today for Hartford. And Mike, as we look at our keys to the game today, let's start with Hartford Athletic. Tough results when these two teams matched up in Connecticut a few weeks back. How do they turn the tables on Birmingham today?
Well, it starts with set pieces because Hartford really hasn't been very good at either end on set pieces. They give up goals and they don't create very many off of their set pieces. And then they need to feed Prince. The more often he gets the ball, the more dangerous they'll be. He scores 1 out of every 2 shots that he takes. For Legion, can they defend against the 2 men up top? They've struggled with that in the last month or so. And then can they be on the front foot? Can they attack and press? When they do those 2 things together, they're usually at their best.
Whistle and a foul there as Prince Sadie was shoved down by Alex Cronali. Kavita and Cronali have to keep an eye on Sadie at all times. 27-year-old from Liberia has far and away been the most dangerous part of this Hartford Athletic attack the early part of this season. Chance for Hartford to set something up in the set piece variety towards the top of the area. Alves got a piece of it. Rod keeps it in play. Opino. First real touches for Antoine Opino. Sadie trying to turn, was not fouled that time. Kavita was on his back. Good defensive work to stop a quick counter for Birmingham. It is a Legion FC throw. 4+ minutes in, glad to have you with us. A standalone Sunday here in Birmingham. It's a busy week, really, for everybody in the USL Championship, especially if you had an Open Cup contest on Tuesday or Wednesday, as both these teams did. A lot of contests yesterday. This is the only one on this Sunday. So Alves forces that to be lifted out of play by McGlynn.
Got 3 balls on the field slowing us down. Hopefully they can figure out which one they want to put in play.
I didn't know if multi-ball rules were in play today or not. Apparently not. Birmingham dispossessed. Chance for Cedeno to push Sadie forward. Cronali got in the way. Birmingham will slow things up, get reorganized as Cronali heads back towards his central defensive spot. There's been Raveno, who gets the start at the right fullback today for Birmingham. A bit too heavy there, was under a bit of duress. Raveno, the man on loan from New England Revolution, has been a bit of a Swiss Army knife early part of this year.
You're right about that. He's played all over the field. First match of the year, he was in defensive midfield. We've seen him at center back. We've seen him at left back. And today he gets the start at right back.
Set forward, Kavita didn't quite get there, but the flag up against Antoine Opino. What a goal that was. Hartford scored against New England in Foxborough on Tuesday. Sadie and Opino combining. It was well worked on the counter. Tied the contest at 1 at that point. Fortunately for Hartford Athletic, New England found a second. That was the difference. Pushed forward to Agadello, who worked himself back onside. Siadu and Agadello not quite on the same page. There's Juan Pablo Torres on the turn, making his first start as a member of Hartford today. Hartford have something cooking here, pushing forward. Alex Cronali got in the way. Good push forward from Ashkanoff Apollon, but now Birmingham attacking the space that he left in his wake. Corcoran, Martinez. Martinez maybe a bit too heavy on his first touch.
We've seen Matthew Corcoran getting forward a little more than we saw in the past few games. He seems to have been given a little more of a green light to attack.
Foul there against Birmingham is going to lead to a Hartford free kick. Whistle win against Stephen Nwagbo, the rookie from William and Mary. Over the top, Sadie was in an offside position. The flag does come up. A couple of early offside flags against Hartford.
When a team plays with 2 up top like Hartford is doing, you end up with 2 forwards matched up against the 2 center backs. That makes it difficult. Center backs are usually a little bigger, but maybe don't have the same pace. And that's the challenge that Hartford is trying to give to this Legion team. But so far, Legion have dealt with it by stepping up and leaving those forwards in offsides positions rather than trying to chase them all over the field.
Not a bad look there. Kasim trying to find the run of Enzo Martinez. It's just a little bit heavy on that touch, but Martinez got in a dangerous spot. Once again, a direct ball through to Sadie. Just a little bit too heavy. An easy collection for Trevor Spangenberg, who really had a coming out party last time these two teams met in Connecticut. A couple of monster stops that put up a clean sheet, secured all 3 points for Birmingham Legion in that contest. It's really been the choice in goal for Birmingham ever since, with Matt Van Oekel working through a bit of an early injury. Legion FC have turned it over to Spangenberg, who makes his 5th start today. Only gave up 1 goal in that contest against Chattanooga on Wednesday. That came on a penalty, as the flag goes up against Enzo Martinez.
The first match that these two teams played, Hartford had the lion's share of possession. In the first half, it was nearly 70%. So far in the early moments here, it's been a little more even.
Rod able to keep that in play just barely, but not for long. Couldn't connect with Matt Sheldon. Couldn't be much different conditions compared to that last contest in Connecticut. It was rainy, dreary, cold up in Hartford. Plenty of sunshine today as Prosper Kasim is able to bring that down. What a find from Alvis, playing the big switch. Here's Kasim. Kasim takes a strike and it deflects wide of that post. It is going to bring a Birmingham corner, the first of the day, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Hartford has to do a little better when they're 1v1 with Prosper Kasim. You have to know that he's left-footed. He loves to come inside. He's really dangerous around the edge of the box. This time they let him a little drop of the shoulder, and he's in towards goal with that left. Deflection keeps it out, but that ball has a chance to score every time when he's allowed to shoot.
It's the 17-year-old Matthew Corcoran to provide service here on this corner. Towards the back post, Kavita tried to square it, and Openo clears it away from danger. And a stoppage now as a Hartford shirt is down. There's a big collision at the back post as Kavita rose up to get that. It looks like Lappert is down, checking on his nose or up around his face.
As soon as a player grabs their face or their head, the referees are going to stop the game and make sure that the players are looked after from a medical perspective. Looks like they're dealing with a little bit of blood, but hopefully he'll be okay.
So a stoppage here at the 12-minute mark. We'll see if Lappert is able to continue here after a bit of medical treatment. Christina Chambers is down below. Christina, what can you see from down there?
Yeah, he is holding his nose, but you saw him get up and taking a sip of water. Going to shake this off, and we'll see if he stays in the game.
Looks like Lappert will be able to continue as he jogs off. Another look here. Not a whole lot there based on the initial contact.
Hard to see anything, but doesn't take much. A forearm or an elbow that catches you in the nose certainly can draw blood and cause a little bit of pain. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
So Lappert wave back on. Birmingham with the ball at their feet again. Lappert immediately tested, sends that into the ad boards. So Hartford back at full strength here. 12.5 minutes in at Protective Stadium today. Prosper Kasim again with the ball at his left foot, trying to create some danger. Ravenno, big touch to get around one man. Got the cross away. It's dealt with entirely. Asiadu. Nwegbo, that pass didn't get to him. Sheldon, big time pressure on Asiadu, who's able to dribble away from it, but his pass picked. Andre Lewis with the intervention. Very happy sight for Hartford fans to see Andre Lewis back in the starting 11 on a regular basis once more. Playing with that face shield, that's going to be key for him, especially over the next few weeks. But he brings some leadership to this Hartford side, a guy that played a bunch last year. Here is Lewis on the turn, out the other side. Rod. Lewis. Prince Sadie. Falls kindly for Opino. And Nwegbo tracking back defensively does the job.
Nwegbo's not going to lose many physical challenges. He is a thick, strong person.
The other side, Ravenno has Kasim working with him on that flank. Kasim trying to touch his way around Lappert. Lappert up to the task that time, at least stood him up. Sent it out for a Birmingham throw.
Lappert did much better that time, pushing him onto that right foot, not letting him cut it back to the left.
One fullback connects with the other. Kasim tried to turn, couldn't take it with him. Agadello quickly wins it back. Nwegbo trying to get it to Martinez, didn't get there in the end. Rod with the interception. Here comes Sadie. He's got Opino out front of him. Opino bent his run back to stay onside. He's able to track it down before it reaches the flag. Apollon, crowded space, couldn't keep it. A lovely touch there. Agadello sends Nwegbo on his way. Agadello picks it back up and going twice to ground, Connor McGlynn. Couple of nice defensive efforts.
Glenn with two very good sliding tackles, but he's going to feel those tomorrow. Sliding on the turf has a way of giving you a little bit of road rash.
Another offside flag up against Opino. And to your point, McGlynn came up a little bit lame there after a couple of challenges. Just a bit beyond the shoulder of Alex Cronali. Lovely footwork. Alvis finds his way around Sheldon and plays the big switch to Kasim. Kasim able to corral it. Birmingham makes something of this. Kasim with a serve, just a bit beyond Agadello. Alvis joining the attack. Alvis lost his footing, trying to save the possession for Birmingham. Kavita in a task with Sadie. Sadie comes away with it. Asiadu is going to be called for the late foul. Both Asiadu and Enzo Martinez not pleased with that whistle.
Neither one happy with the call, but I like to see the way Legion are stepping and pressing and not letting Hartford have time on the ball. In the first matchup between these two teams, Hartford moved the ball quickly. Legion dropped off and let them have possession, and large parts of the game were played in and around the Legion defending goal.
Opino again causing trouble. Cedeno leaves it for Apollon. Andre Lewis on that side as well. Lewis chips it in. Cedeno turns, could not find the frame. But a good attacking sequence there from Hartford on that left flank.
Sometimes when a team is playing back-to-back games in the same week, you have a tendency to try to put it in cruise control, not go too hard at the start because you're worried about making the full 90 minutes. But Legion looks to be playing in the other way, where they're stepping and pressing high and they're putting out the energy now. They may fatigue later in the game, but they're certainly controlling the way this game is played so far.
Corcoran went up to challenge, but instead it falls for Hartford. Here comes Lewis. Open out to that wide side. Cedeno tried to lay it off. Apollon takes a strike, and Spangenberg has his first save today.
Pretty comfortable save, but nice combination play from Hartford Athletic, certainly creating a good opportunity. Just didn't quite make perfect connection on the strike.
Ashkenov Apollon likes this building. He scored just once last year, but it came at Protective Stadium as a whistle goes against Gabby Alves as he was locked up with Matt Sheldon. So Birmingham unable to break through the initial Hartford pressure, and now Hartford Athletic have a set piece opportunity here in the 19th minute.
This is something they have to have been working on. They've not been good on set pieces, corners or free kicks for the entire part of this season, but you know they're working on it in practice. They've brought the big men forward from the back. We'll see if they've got something that they sorted out on the training ground this week.
It's Torres and Cedeno both having a look at this. Cedeno with a serve towards the penalty spot, headed away by Agadello. Martinez able to spin away from danger. Asiadu brings Agadello back into the attack. And once again, Prosper Kassim off and running on that right side, just couldn't run that one down.
That's the third or fourth time that Legion have played the big switch. Clearly something they're looking for against this Hartford defense. It's 3 center backs and 2 wing backs. The wing backs tend to push forward when Hartford has the ball. And that leaves a big gap behind them, which Prosper Kassim is trying to exploit.
Corcoran connects with Asiadu. His pass just a little bit off the mark, looking for Nwegbo. Out the other side, Lewis can free Matt Sheldon. Sheldon caught Alves reaching. Asiadu comes to the defensive help. Throw in here for Hartford. Sheldon looks for a fresh ball. Fan Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.selectsportamerica.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select is the player's choice. Approaching the midway points here, this opening 45 minutes at Protective Stadium in Birmingham. Blake Gardner, Mike Gebben, glad to have you with us on this Sunday afternoon. Just the one shot on target so far today belongs to Hartford. Birmingham, though, trying to change that here. Juan Agadello running at this Hartford back line. Kassim into the area. Kassim looking for that cutback lane. It wasn't there that time. Agadello. Kassim, a chance to serve towards Nwegbo. Martinez was almost going to run it down as well as it just trickles by that post.
Nwegbo wins the ball in the air, but he gets a bump while he's challenging. Knocks him a little off balance. I believe that ball actually went off his shoulder rather than his head. It's a really good service to him. He did well to get up, but the little bump right there, and the ball comes off his shoulder and goes wide. Great opportunity for Legion, just not a great connection on the last touch.
Kave Rod came up holding his right leg. He was the man up in that challenge with Nwegbo.
Nwegbo is a physical beast. Not many players are going to challenge him in the air or on the ground and come away feeling good about it.
So Rod looks to be okay. Goal kick for Hartford. They'll take it short. So Rod sends it deep. Alves has time to run it down. Showed how to play a throw-in for Legion FC. Birmingham fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, be sure to follow @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Download the Legion FC app today. Available on both the App Store and Google Play. The Legion FC app and @BHM Legion on social media. Your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. Matt Sheldon getting involved a bit more as of late. Challenge by Nwegbo. Openo went to ground. Referee initially pointed for a Birmingham throw, but then saw the flag of his AR on that side. That was waving and calling a foul, so it is going to be a Hartford free kick just inside that touchline.
Antoine Openo, using his experience that time, felt the pressure, allowed himself to be pushed over. It wasn't very much contact, but there was some, enough to sell the AR on the foul.
So another Hartford set piece from almost the same place the initial one came from. Cedeno towards the back post this time. As Siadou didn't deal with it, Rod has his shot partially blocked. Sadie will let that go out for a Hartford corner.
Legion a bit fortunate there. A really poor touch from Anderson as Siadou just laid that ball down inside the 18. Clearly a miscleared ball, but a very good opportunity for Hartford Athletic.
So Sadie lets it go out. Hartford with their first corner of the afternoon. Driven in there, Spangenberg punched it aside. Still work to be done, and a foul just outside the box is going to go against Asiadu as Cedeno went down in a heap. Crowd here at Protective Stadium didn't like it, but it's in a very, very dangerous area. We'll see how much contact there was on this replay.
Anderson and Siadou on the replay thinks that this is a stand your ground rule. He's got his feet planted, but he does come into the man. The referee not far from it. And a very dangerous set piece opportunity for Hartford Athletic.
So just outside the box. All sorts of possibilities on here potentially for Hartford.
There are a lot of options if they don't just shoot this directed goal. I'll be surprised. They haven't been good in the air. Their services for the whole season haven't been great from wide positions.
Rod and Sadie both giving it a look. Rod leaves it. Sadie is shot off the woodwork. The rebound is cleared away by Corcoran. And Rod's service deflected out of play. The post denies Prince Sadie the opening goal.
You can't hit a ball much better than this. He takes his time. He bends it around the wall and everybody. And half an inch in the other direction, that ball skips into the net.
Long throw headed away by Alvis, and a foul in the air. It's going to give Birmingham Legion a free kick. And despite the moments of danger presented by Hartford, Legion FC escape unscathed. Prince Sadie, what an effort. And Antoine Openo was waiting on the doorstep, just couldn't react quick enough. Allowed Corcoran to get that touch away. Mike, after the first 10, 12, I don't know, 15 minutes or so went Birmingham's way. Hartford have grown into the game, certainly, over the last 5, 6, or 7 minutes.
No question. They've picked up the amount of possession that they've had. They've had that possession farther up the field, and they've had by far the most dangerous chances of the game with 2 or 3 that could have resulted in goals in the last few minutes alone.
once again goes against Birmingham. As Matt Sheldon went to ground. Birmingham fans, if you're interested in hosting a birthday party in a suite and protective stadium during a Legion game this year, then check out bhmlegion.com or email us at tickets@bhmlegion.com for more information on how you can host your next party in a suite here at Protective Stadium during a Birmingham Legion contest. Approaching the half-hour mark here on this Sunday, Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic battling for the second time already this year. Hartford continuing to ask questions of Birmingham in their attacking third. Rod resets with Connor McGlynn. Sadie flicks it on. Cedeno dispossessed from behind by Corcoran.
When Hartford Athletic have the ball, they're pushing a lot of players forward. They've got 2 center forwards, but they're pushing their wingbacks all the way up the field. It's really 4-on-4, which is not a whole lot different than 1v1 matchups all the way across the back line. One good move or one mistake and you're in on goal, but it also leaves you open to counterattacks.
Juan Agudelo able to hold that up and find the run of Anderson Asiadu. Birmingham a chance to push forward now. Asiadu brings the fullback Gravino into it. Here's the 17-year-old Matthew Corcoran, keeps it moving for Alvis. Body's awaiting a serve. Alvis' potential cross is blocked away by Sheldon. Kavita's pass not on target. Cedeno had his pass redirected by Kavita. Kasim connects with Juan Agudelo. Good work by McGlynn to apply some pressure.
Juan Agudelo got the ball into his feet, but he had 4 defenders around him. Really wasn't much space for him to maneuver.
Sadie on the run. Openo really all he has in the way of support. Right now, that's all he needs. Here comes Sheldon to join. Cedeno tried to cut it back. Nwegbo had it red. David Nwegbo hasn't been as involved offensively as he probably would have liked. He's made some key defensive interventions, though. Now here he is into the attacking third. Nwegbo tried to take a shot that got ricocheted back to Corcoran. Martinez collects. Kasim shot. Sanchez makes his first stop today.
Prosper Kasim tried to just bend it into the far side. Really didn't hit it hard enough. Fairly routine save for Richard Sanchez.
29-year-old from Mission Hills, California, making his 12th save of the year. Sanchez beaten just once last time these two teams met. Gabriel Alvis, the left-footed strike. His first professional goal was just enough to get Birmingham by Hartford. Birmingham has won 3 straight against Hartford Athletic coming into today after one earlier this year and won both matchups a season ago. Gravino plays that out of play, a throw coming here for Hartford. Birmingham with a win today, a chance to move back to the top of the Eastern Conference table. And Christina Chambers, who's down below. Christina, really, Birmingham Legion got off to such a good start, then all of a sudden had a couple of tough performances in a row over the last week or so. It seems like Legion FC have really regrouped.
Yeah, that's right. Coach Soanes told me that this group has really come together over the past week or two, and it's all because Coach's father, Joseph Sohn, passed away on Easter Sunday. He says it's been a rough time, but if it wasn't for this team, this club, the staff, he doesn't know where he would be. He says this team has made him realize why he loves coaching and why he loves soccer. He says it's been difficult not to have his dad with him. He said it's really hard after they win. He always called his dad, he said, but it is amazing to see how supportive this community and this team has been to him and his family during this time.
Thanks, Christina. There is Birmingham head coach Tom Sohn. He's brought this Birmingham side to 4 straight playoff appearances. His first 4 seasons at the helm. Birmingham off to another good start here this year. Went unbeaten to start the year, then dropped those 2 contests straight in the wake of Coach Sohn's father's passing. At home against Phoenix, on the road against Loudoun. But as of late have gotten back on track. Took all 3 points away from Orange County. Got the job done against Chattanooga in their U.S. Open Cup contest. Have another big game in that tournament coming up against arguably their biggest rivals. USL Championship sides drawn against each other. Birmingham and Memphis for a spot in the round of 16 coming up here in a couple of weeks. But Mike, as you mentioned off the top, this is a condensed run of fixtures for Birmingham Legion. In the midst of this is their 2nd game in 5 days. Overall, it's going to be 4 games in 11 days for Legion FC. So there might be some tired legs as Corcoran pushes Nwegbo forward. Nwegbo into the area, looking for a shooting lane. Got deflected by Rod, out of play. And it was last touched by Nwegbo, a point to the goal kick instead of a Birmingham corner.
Nwegbo a little disappointed, but he's certainly getting in the box with the ball. Looks to take his man on 1v1. Nice little Cruyff move behind the back and a good 50-50 tackle.
Rod and Torres both in the mix as Openo tried to run that down. Last touched by Alvis, so it is going to be a Hartford corner on this end. Antoine Openo continuing to make those dangerous runs in behind. 32-year-old, an impact signing for Hartford after spending last year with Detroit City. And good games against Birmingham last year. In the midst of that 7-goal, 11-assist campaign with City.
He's just a terrific player. He's one of those guys who can create on his own when needed, but he's a great team player. He'll do the hard work, he'll do the defending, he'll cover for his teammates, but he's also got the delicate touch to create goals for other people. He's a fun player to play alongside.
For this corner's taken, Matthew Corcoran looked like he was locked up with Ashkenov Apollon. So it drew the referee's ire briefly. Now Cedeno is going to have a chance to serve this. Spangenberg trying to shield the sun in his eyes towards the back posts. Spangenberg can make a relatively easy catch. Trevor Spangenberg at 32 years old, now in his 5th season with Birmingham, has been the #2 goalkeeper behind Matt Van Oekel, but has had his time to shine here the early part of this campaign. He's kept it clean for Legion FC at the back so far today. As a foul and tug from Nwegbo on the back of Sheldon brought things back to Hartford. And here is Sheldon again, getting more aggressive moving forward. Sheldon into the area. Sheldon cuts it back. Sadie leaves it. Cedeno, and it redirects in. Jessiel Cedeno gives Hartford a lead on the road.
This goal came from Deba Nwegbo, not quite getting back on defense. And as his man penetrated into the box, it forced Fanuel Kavita to leave his man. And it was really just a domino effect from there. Good ball movement from Hartford. And not much Trevor Spangenberg could really do once the shot was taken.
Started with that guy, Matt Sheldon, creating the danger. Goal brought to you by AT&T. Belongs to Hartford Athletic.
Got the wing back getting forward. You can see he skips past Nwegbo and then simple passes. Trevor Spangenberg does get a foot on this, but just can't keep it out as the ball crawls inside the far post.
And touch not enough from Spangenberg, and Jessiel Cedeno has scored for the second time in as many USL games. Scored in Hartford's first win of the year last weekend against Oakland, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. It's on the score sheet again. Hartford playing in front here on the road. 6+ minutes left in this opening half. Martinez tried to dummy it through for Agudelo, ushered back to Sanchez. Pass just a bit too tall for Cedeno, but Mike for Tab Ramos and Hartford. It's about as good as it could have started for Hartford Athletic as Cedeno deflected that. Prince Sadie applying pressure against Crognali, able to win it. Here comes Sadie. Cuts it back. The shot from Lewis is off the bar. Hartford have been denied by the post and the bar here in this first half, perhaps just inches away from going up by 2.
Andre Lewis gets the ball laid back to him, hits it about as clean as he can, but it's rising, smashes off the crossbar. Legion fortunate not to go down by a second goal.
An absolute missile there from Andre Lewis, who scored a half dozen goals a year ago. Did not miss by much. What a start this has been on the road for Hartford Athletic. Had a couple of huge scoring chances. One has been deposited in the back of the net by Jessiel Cedeno. One of the final 5 minutes of this first half have in store. Sadie plays the switch out the other side. Apollon, did he keep it in play? Yes, he did, up until the very last moment.
Two center forwards for Hartford and the 2 wing backs pushing up high, which really makes 4 forwards. Have caused a lot of trouble the last 15 or 20 minutes for the Legion defense. They're going to have to sort it out. They can't be 1v1 all over the field, and especially all around the penalty area. Hartford right now clearly feeling the juices flowing and trying to get after that second goal.
Alvis with the dispossession and touches his way around Rod. Agudelo finds a Siadu. Siadu thought about a shot. Leaves it for Kasim. Kasim shot blocked. All the way out to Alvis. Siadu back on it. Agudelo trying to touch it through. Martinez just lost his footing.
Really nifty idea, 3-man combination. Juan Agudelo holds his man off and has the vision to see where that ball could be played. Enzo Martinez just couldn't get there quick enough.
Birmingham fans, Legion FC's next match is on the road at Miami FC on Wednesday, May 3rd. Tune in to watch the match on My68 or ESPN Plus, and follow along at BHM Legion on Twitter for live match updates. Three Sparks return to Protective Stadium on Saturday, May 6th for UAB Medicine Nurses Night to face Oakland Roots. Get your tickets today at bhmlegion.com/tickets. Birmingham Legion at home once again next weekend to take on Oakland after that short up and back to South Florida. First things first, though, home side have had their hands full today here with Hartford. 2+ minutes left in this opening 45. It's Hartford Athletic looking to exact a bit of revenge on top of Birmingham Legion for the moment. Steno in a fight with Corcoran. Martinez heads along Agadello. Kasim. Martinez making the run forward. Kasim trying to get it there. Instead, Lappert was waiting. Cedeno, the goal scorer, able to get it out the other side for Ashkenov Apollon. Sustained possession here for Hartford. First part of this first half belonged to Birmingham. The second half of this first half has belonged to Hartford, but Enzo Martinez comes up with the interception there. Took it off of Torres. Nuevo tried to leave it for Corcoran. Not that time. Sadie taken off it by Asiadu, but a foul is going to go against Asiadu, and a yellow card is going to be shown to him as well, brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. Sadie went down holding his face, perhaps from a high arm there from Asiadu. Birmingham bench, who had a good look at it, certainly didn't agree.
The arm is a little bit high, but players also have to be allowed to protect themselves. That's certainly what the Legion staff and players are arguing.
So Asiadu has been shown the match's first yellow card. Pretty much the entirety of the Birmingham bench area over there, Eric Avila, Tom Sohn included, all up wanting words with our referee after that whistle.
Tommy Sohn very unhappy about the call. Prince 80 with the ball, picking up speed. He tries to cut back. Definitely some contact. The arm is raised, but is it a deliberate attempt to put the arm or hand in his face? I think you'd have a tough time given that.
Christina Chambers down below telling us 3 minutes of stoppage time coming to close this first half, brought to you by UAB Medicine. Might be a little bit more than that after we had a stoppage there. A bit of a delay after that foul by Asiadu. Sheldon puts it back in play. Sheldon, a serve towards the penalty spot. Ravenno heads it only as far as Opano. Opano couldn't quite connect it back with Apollon. Birmingham break out of some tight quarters here. Yes, they can. Asiadu on the turn. Tried to go directly to Martinez. Final few minutes of this opening 45 plus. Is there one more scoring opportunity left in these closing stages of this first half? Sheldon touches his way around Alvis. Got the cross away. Opano leaves it. Sadie denied. Spangenberg makes the stop. Corcoran provides the clearance away.
It's all hands on deck in the back for Legion FC right now. Every attack from Hartford is just a scramble in and around the goal. It's 1v1 everywhere. Shots being taken, balls are deflected. Eventually gets cleared out. Hartford would like to have this half continue for another 15 or 20 minutes, the way things are going.
Opano for the second time actually had another opportunity pouncing on the rebound there, just couldn't strike it as cleanly as he would have liked. Hartford have been the more dangerous side here in this first half. Lewis to go into the channel, much too firmly for Sadie. Vandenberg's going to go ahead and push everybody forward on what could be the last kick of this first half. Now foul this time. Lewis chopped down to Siadu, who's down in some pain. And the yellow card quickly out for Andre Lewis. So another yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm, and Anderson Asiadu is still in quite a bit of pain.
There's the foul from behind. Kicked him right in the back of the calf. Anderson Asiadu immediately grabbing his leg and his head, feeling the pain.
Defensive midfielder has been a force for Birmingham Legion for some years now. He's played every minute of every contest. That includes all 120 back on Wednesday, but that one did not feel good.
That was a really hard foul and well away from the ball. Clear yellow card. Probably not enough for anything more than that. But that's about as hard as you can get kicked in the back of the leg.
So Crognale pushes his teammates forward, and that brings the halftime whistle. So the first half in the books, and an excellent one for Hartford Athletic on top of Birmingham Legion, 1-0 here on the road. Tab Ramos and his touchline have to be pleased with the way this first 45+ minutes has unfolded. His side the more dangerous one, certainly. Birmingham Legion head to the dressing room with work to do. Christina Chambers is downstairs with Tab Ramos. Christina?
Into the half, what seems to be working for you guys offensively?
Yeah, we're moving the ball quickly, creating opportunities, in particular wide on the right side, and taking advantage of that right now. Unfortunately, we could only be up one. We certainly could be up a few more.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christina. Thanks to head coach Tab Ramos. As he said, his side had some dangerous opportunities. A couple of times denied by Woodwork, but still, Hartford goes into the halftime locker room on top by a goal. Coming up at halftime here in Birmingham, we'll look at highlights from the U.S. Open Cup contest earlier this week. Plus, we're going to look at our first half stats and all the scores from this past weekend in the USL Championship. That's all coming your way here at Protective Stadium when we return to our coverage of the USL Championship here in Birmingham, Alabama, right after this.
Calling all Legion fans, Birmingham Legion and your local Papa John's have teamed up to kick your hunger with these exclusive Papa John's deals. When the Legion win, you win. Get a free large pizza with the purchase of a large pizza at regular menu price the day after a Legion win. Using code LEGIONWINS at papajohns.com. Hungry for better? All season long, enjoy 25% off your regular menu price order when you use code LEGION at papajohns.com. Don't miss out on these great deals at a participating Papa John's.
Round action between the New England Revolution and Hartford Athletic. Matches between MLS teams and lower league teams, and we're underway.
Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and our coverage of the third round of the 2023 U.S. Open Cup here on this Wednesday night in the Deep South. On one side, one of the top teams in the USL Championship this year in Birmingham Legion FC, who come in winners against Orange County in League and in the U.S. Open Cup as well. And on the other side, a Chattanooga FC side who's unbeaten so far in the NISA season and with their eyes on a cup set for the second consecutive year. Still great, trying to touch it around one man, could not get it around Corcoran. But it only goes as far away as Kasim. Kasim will take a shot and put it in! Prosper Kasim, are you kidding? What a strike! 1-0, Birmingham in front. Chattanooga scrambling back defensively. Nwegbo punched away by Antoine. Traffic couldn't bring it down. Naglestad maybe in on goal. His shot blocked away by Asiadu. It's down and Agadello gets around his man. Here's Juan Agadello into the box. Leaves it for Martinez. His shot is blocked. Still Smith into the area. Smith will try and didn't miss by much. Corcoran out. Crognali over the top. It's flipped aside by Antoine. Piece of it. Corcoran serve. Crognali denied again by Antoine. The man on his back somehow gets through. Still Smith. Still Smith. Antoine got a piece. Flag stays down. Gray along the sideline. Spangenberg action in game in about 2 weeks to start the shootout. And he scores. Trying to give Chattanooga an advantage. Off the bar. Alves scores. Never a doubt from Gabriel Alves. Alabama native. Roof, yes. The first team USL selection. Scores. Save! Spangenberg denies Alvarenga. Birmingham Legion are through to the round of 32. Trevor Spangenberg, the PK shootout hero. And Birmingham Legion survive a cup scare tonight in Tuscaloosa.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Back here at Protective Stadium, Birmingham, Alabama, a celebration of some of the high school soccer programs here in Birmingham on this Sunday afternoon. Only side that's found the back of the net so far in game time is Hartford Athletic on top of Birmingham Legion. 1-0 so far today. Elsewhere across the USL Championship so far this weekend, it was a busy Saturday yesterday. Tampa Bay Rowdies got the job done thanks to his 79th minute penalty on the road against Detroit. Elsewhere, though, Charleston Battery, the top team in the East right now, drop points at home. Surprised by Colorado Springs, who scored twice inside of 15 minutes. But, Mike, of course, everyone focusing on that Louisville City-Memphis contest, a good one that finished 1-1.
Well, teams that Legion are certainly competing with for the top spot. Memphis and Louisville both dropping points. Charleston dropping points. Detroit City dropping points. I think Legion fans can be pretty happy with how all the results went this weekend.
That's why Birmingham had a chance with 3 points today to move back to the top of the Eastern Conference, with Louisville City and Charleston both dropping points yesterday. But so far, Birmingham with some work to do. As you can see, Birmingham in third as it stands right now, just a point behind Lou City, 2 behind Charleston. They take on Miami coming up on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Hartford trying to fight their way onto this graphic after a slow start, picking up their first 3-point performance their last time out against Oakland Roots. Got a chance at another 3-point performance here so far in Birmingham through 45 minutes today. Across the rest of the USL Championship, as we look at our news and notes, of course, the US Open Cup on everybody's mind. Birmingham able to advance. Juan Agudelo, Colin Smith, they were both excellent Birmingham's last USL contest against Orange County.
Both those guys have had really good starts to the season. Both of them are always going to be at least in the conversation for the team of the week.
Sebastian Guenzati and Enzo Martinez, meanwhile, both notching their 60th career USL Championship regular season goals. Enzo Martinez now 99 career assists and goals combined in USL Championship play. That is certainly a milestone to remember for the USL Championship record books. Speaking of the USL is grateful for the contributions of Jake Edwards, who stepped down from his post earlier this week. Jake Edwards made significant contributions not only to growing USL, but also soccer in America. Alex Papadakis said, "We outlined our vision for the future of the USL more than a decade ago. Jake proved to be the right leader at the right time to guide our organization through this transformative period. Jake will always be a part of the USL family and USL fans and organizations across the country. Extremely grateful for what Jake was able to accomplish in his time in the USL front office." Here at 45 minutes deep through Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic. Mike, you talked about it, especially near the tail end of that first half. Hartford was the more dangerous side. They were denied by Woodwork twice, still 3 shots to 1 on target.
Oftentimes statistics don't tell the story of the game. Today they do. I think what you're seeing right there, 10 shots for Hartford Athletic, 3 shots on target. That doesn't include 2 that rattled the woodwork. They had the better of the match so far.
So Birmingham with some work to do coming out of the halftime dressing room. We'll see what changes Birmingham Legion make coming in the second half. Before we get to the second half, as Christina mentioned, the Birmingham Legion community mourning the loss of Tom Sohn's father, Joseph Sohn, who passed away Easter Sunday, April 9th at the age of 86, the oldest of 5 brothers, originally born in Romania back in 1936, survived by his wife and his children. Joe was passionate about helping others, mentor to many, loved the outdoors, loved soccer, and was a great storyteller, loved by all who knew him. Joseph Sohn, 86 years old.
Our job is to keep your lights on. That's what you expect and deserve from Alabama Power. Our team works hard to prevent outages, but when they happen, we're on it. And we have some new tools to keep you informed. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see local outages and get repair time updates. Sign up to get personalized outage alerts by text or email for free. While we're out there getting your lights back on, we want you to have the latest information. That's our job, and we're grateful you trust us to serve you.
There's a beat in all of us. It drives us, it inspires us, and it pushes us through. It is there in preparation, it is there in battle, it is there in defeat, and in success. It's the engine, it's our guide. And this beat is my own. This beat is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water, hydration for athletes.
Welcome back to Protective Stadium here in Birmingham, Alabama. Before we start this second half, let's look at our first half highlights today. And Mike, it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham got off to a decent start, but then Hartford started to find their way in the attacking third a little bit more.
First 15 to 20 minutes felt like it was all one-way traffic. Prosper Kasim had a lot of the ball. Digba there had a good chance to put one away, but Legion felt like they were on the front foot and things were going the way they wanted. And then the switch got flipped. Hartford Athletic figured it out, started peppering the goal, had a good finish there, but lots of opportunities, 2 off the post, and Legion were really on their heels the last 15 minutes of the half.
Andre Lewis rattled the woodwork there, one of 2 shots that hit the frame for Hartford. Jessiel Cedeno scored for the 2nd consecutive goal. His goal the difference right now as Prince Sadie came up a bit worse for wear after that challenge from Anderson Asiadu. The other moments of danger presented by Hartford late in the first half. Trevor Spangenberg was up to the task. Spangenberg's made a couple of big stops, but Hartford's beaten him once as we get this second half off and running here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham with some work to do. Enzo Martinez flicks it towards Kasim. And an emergency clearance over the line from Lewis, and 20 seconds in, Birmingham have a corner generated. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
As we mentioned earlier, set pieces have not been a friend for Hartford Athletic.
Taking quickly, Martinez tried to flick it on. Lewis heads it away only as far as Asiadu, who finds the breadbasket of Sanchez. And at the half, or coming out of the half, I should say, looks like Birmingham has made one change as Deben Nwegbo, played plenty of minutes on Wednesday, is off. Colin Smith is on. Ashkanoff Apollon could not keep that in play. Here's Enzo Martinez. Back to Rod. Comes Sheldon. Sadie couldn't quite get his foot on it. Agatello on the turn, tried to get it out wide to Smith. Rod had it read. Pollin's pass picked off by Asiadu. Supposed to try to settle into this second half. Birmingham, can they generate more in the attacking third? Hartford was solid defensively in that first half, trying to keep it that way. Rod. Out wide, Sheldon able to keep that in play and push forward. Matt Sheldon so involved in that first half. His cross sent away by Corcoran and Cronali.
Almost all the Hartford attacks in the first half went down that right side. This time they're coming to the left.
Apollon. Nowhere to go around Ravenno. Ave Rod. Gets it back. Hartford can be patient in possession, working with that 1-goal advantage.
Hartford has done a good job when they're in possession, not forcing it forward. If it's not on, they've gone backwards, they've gone sideways, they've made the Legion defense work a little bit harder. Legion on the other side have had the same number of opportunities, but they've forced a few and given the ball back a little bit quicker to Hartford.
Whistling a foul free kick to Hartford Athletic. Well, when Christina Chambers talked to Tab Ramos before the half, he was pleased with the way his side played the first 45. Christina, what did head coach Tom Sohn have to say to his team at the break?
Well, coach said that his team played terrible. He said they didn't generate enough, and he says we need to make sure we come out this second half and play like a different team, and that's pretty much all he said, as he hopes his team can regroup this second half.
Thanks, Christina. Tom Sohn not one to mince words as foul is given. Hartford quickly put it back in play out to this side for Apollon.
Coaches often use what's called coach speak. Lots of cliches, lots of simple phrases that don't really tell you a lot. Coach Sohn has always been pretty blunt and honest. When he's unhappy about something, he says it. And obviously he hasn't been happy with the performance, but that's why you play 90 minutes and not just 45.
Birmingham's pressure pays off there, wins them a throw. Colin Smith, his first touch since coming on, not able to corral that. Sanchez sends it away. Hartford working into the breeze here in this second half. Birmingham with the breeze at their back. Cornali ushers that back to Trevor Spangenberg. Agadello on the turn. Left Rod in his wake for a moment. Rod back into the mix. Smith has some space. Martinez couldn't quite strike it cleanly.
This was a double chance for Legion. First, Juan Agadello, I thought he was fouled as he released the pass. It very easily could have been a penalty. And then Enzo Martinez with a great chance from the penalty spot, somehow just didn't make connection. Good move, plays it off and runs to get it back. Has a good touch, no question about the contact. And then Enzo Martinez just scuffs the shot well wide.
Martinez scored his first goal of this year. Birmingham's last USL contest at Orange County. Pretty good look there, just could not square it up. Cedeno trying to keep Corcoran on his back. Sheldon, dispossessed by Alvis. Agadello lets that go over the line. It's his team's throw. Second half just getting underway. 6 minutes into our second 45 here in Birmingham. Legion FC looking for a response for that goal for the first half from Hartford. Raveno, a good cross. Was asking questions of McGlynn, who sent it over the end line. Another corner kick brought to you by Chick-fil-A coming.
Legion definitely getting players forward and serving balls in the box. They've been dangerous these first few minutes. For all the good attacking play from Hartford Athletic, we're just one moment, one touch away from a tied game.
Agadello tried to get ahead to it. Looked like Lewis got ahead to it instead. Referee didn't see it that way. Goal kick for Hartford Athletic. So Sanchez and Hartford will try to play out from the back here. Alvis just a bit out front of Smith. Colin Smith, the 19-year-old, on loan from FC Dallas. Big parts of what Birmingham has been able to accomplish early part of this year, whether he's played on the wing or as a fullback. This time the throw will belong to Birmingham. Blake Gardner, Mike Gebben, glad to have you with us on this Sunday here in Birmingham at Protective Stadium. Whether you're watching locally on My68 or across the country on ESPN+. Fancy USL on ESPN continues coming up soon. Paco Craig leads Miami FC into Kentucky to face Josh Winder and the reigning Eastern Conference winners, Louisville City. Don't miss the start of the new season of the USL on ESPN Saturday, May 13th at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central on ESPN2. Siadu wins it back. Martinez has space. Colin Smith joining the attack. And well done by Sheldon to race back into the picture.
Enzo Martinez played that ball right in between Colin Smith and Juan Agadello. Neither one ended up with it.
Cedeno couldn't quite bring that under control. Openo lost his footing on the turf. Here comes Raveno. Smith out this way. Able to get that through to Agadello. Martinez couldn't quite get there. Sheldon again, another key defensive intervention. Agadello again in a half space. This time Kasim. Kasim looking for a shooting lane. Out wide for Alvis. Alvis' serve dealt with easily by Lewis. And Hartford Athletic are looking to make their first change of the evening. They'll make it right now. Kyle Edwards, the 26-year-old from St. Vincent and Grenadines. He's coming off the bench for the 4th time this year. And he'll replace Ashkenov Apollon here in the 55th minute. So Apollon off, Kyle Edwards on for the visitors as they make their first change of the evening. Brought to you by Papa John's. Fans, don't forget to use code LEGION for 25% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. So now both sides have made a change. Colin Smith before the second half got started. Now Kyle Edwards is on for the visitors as Smith is chopped down. Plenty of contact in that challenge from Lappert. A free kick coming for Legion FC, brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Frenchman a good half step late there on that challenge to Smith.
This ball from this angle would normally be played behind the defense for the big men at the back post, but I won't be surprised if this gets slipped into the near post for Enzo Martinez.
Seam to the top of the box, headed away by Lappert. Raveno keeps it down here. Alvis nowhere to turn. Both center backs still forward for Birmingham. Kasim could serve this again. And he will. Towards Kavita, who got a flick. Agadello thought he was pulled back. The referee did not agree. And with Birmingham trying to regain their shape, Matt Sheldon's racing the other way. Sadie, dispossessed. Well done by the rookie, Alvis. Agadello able to hold it up. Alvis looking over the top this time. Martinez splitting the center backs, and the flag now does indeed go up. It was close, but Martinez just ruled to be in an offside position.
It was really close, and a lot of close calls have gone against the Legion so far. Tommy Sohn clearly not happy with the officiating crew, letting the 4th official know about it this time.
Openo able to corral that. Edwards on the turn. Edwards got the cross away, and it goes all the way across the face of goal, but nobody home for Hartford as Sadie was a bit late arriving. Agadello couldn't hold it up this time against Rod. Hartford playing with a lead on the road for their 2nd consecutive USL Championship contest. Went up 2 goals at Oakland. And after that, really the run of play, possession, the chances all really belong to the Roots. Found the back of the net once, but not twice. Allowed Hartford to hang on. Hartford would much prefer to keep controlling things here today. Lewis. Out wide, Cedeno. Cedeno got the cross away, but not much behind it as Cernali cleared it and was clattered behind the play. That draws the whistle. Free kick, Legion FC. What a win this would be for Tom Ramos and his group. Their 2nd consecutive after 5 winless to start the campaign. 2 draws and 3 losses. Looking for a big-time road result here in the Deep South. Approaching the hour mark here at Protective Stadium. Raveno's pass picked by Edwards. Raveno able to get it back. Agadello trying to turn through traffic. Well done by Agadello. Kasim had it deflected by Lewis. Referee said it was with a hand. And then it was kicked further away by Cedeno. He's going to be booked for time wasting. So a free kick for Birmingham and a yellow card shown to Cedeno, brought to you by Rubio Law Firm.
Not sure if this was a deliberate handball or not. Great combination play. Looks like it's right off his face.
Yeah, no hand at all. Cedeno sending that 40 yards away is what draws the yellow card.
You can see Lewis pointing to his mask. The referee's done a pretty good job of getting both teams angry with him so far.
So a bit of a gift here for Birmingham Legion. Trying to take advantage. Corcoran over the top. Kernali couldn't quite find the frame.
Tough angle when the ball is starting in the center of the field. There just isn't much of an angle to play it where someone can get their head on it and get it on target. Alex Kernali trying to go over the defender, but he just can't really reach the ball. Does well just to get a piece of it.
Off the restart, Lewis. Kernali ushers that all the way back to Spangenberg, who opted not to pick it up for some reason. And a miscommunication there at the back for Birmingham.
That's one of those little confidence things when you've only played a handful of games over the last couple of years. Sometimes the thought process isn't the same as everybody else. You're a little bit unsure. You certainly don't want to make a big mistake that costs you the game. So he plays it safe and knocks it out of bounds.
Birmingham fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news. Be sure to follow @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Download the Legion FC app today to keep up with all things Birmingham Legion FC here in 2023. Ron plays that out of play. Throw coming here for Birmingham. Less than a half hour to go on this Sunday. Standalone game here in the USL Championship today on My 68 and ESPN Plus. Glad to have you with us. It's belonged to Hartford so far. Home side trying to change that narrative here. Smith cuts it inside. Martinez was in a half space. The flag stays down. Martinez goes down. Penalty is what Martinez wanted. He did not get it. Out the other side comes Hartford. Alves. The interception trying to keep the pressure on. His shot skitters wide. And Martinez still giving words to the official behind the play.
Enzo Martinez has never been shy about saying what he thinks, but he has a great first touch here as he's trying to take the shot, gets clattered into from behind. I'm not sure how you can say there's no foul, and you certainly can't say the man got the ball first and he came from behind. Enzo Martinez with a pretty good argument, but the game plays on.
The referee had a point with his right arm pointed towards the spot. Instead was gesturing to Martinez towards the ball, saying the ball had been played, not the man. Did not look to be the case based on the looks we got there. Hartford catch a big break. Edwards able to hold it up. Cedeno on the run. Sadie running as well. Excellent work by Anderson Asiadu to cut out any threats. Smith trying to touch his way around Lapperts. Still Smith. Well done from Colin Smith to get the service away. Lewis played it with his chest, says the referee. Looked like it might have taken a couple of deflections there for a moment. Raveno quickly into Martinez. Martinez on the turn forces a save from Sanchez.
This is a great turn and a great strike. This is the play right before Colin Smith out wide teases the defender. Oh my, it looks like it did bounce up off the left hand when we see that replay.
So a corner coming here for Birmingham, and before the corner, a yellow card has been shown. I believe it's been shown to Martinez for dissent. Martinez and the rest of the stadium getting a look at the replay we just saw. Corner kick brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Martinez scores! A bit of a bull-don't-lie situation for Enzo Martinez and Birmingham Legion. 1-1, our new score with everything to play for down the stretch.
Felt like Hartford was just hanging on. They were fortunate on a couple of different calls. Legion just kept pressing, the emotions got higher. And set pieces have not been Hartford's friend all season long, and you get another look at it there. The ball falling to Enzo Martinez wide open for the easy tap in.
Goal brought to you by AT&T belongs to Enzo Martinez. And we've got a brand new match here with 25 minutes left. Siadu has it taken away by Sadie. Sadie with a shot that took a deflection. Trevor Spangenberg saw it. But here's where Martinez equalized the game.
Six yards out, left by himself. Birmingham's leading scorer from last season.
Now here they come again. Kasim has his shot blocked. It fell back to him. Kasim with his right, couldn't keep it down. But all the pressure now starting to be applied by Birmingham as this game has a much different feel.
When Prosper Kasim is running at you, you've got reason to be scared. He's so quick, he's so dangerous. This one he gets underneath, but another good opportunity for the Legion.
Kasim scored 9 times last year. He scored in the Open Cup on Wednesday. Had a couple of opportunities there. Sadie plays it through. Edwards is in behind. Kyle Edwards with a chance. He slots it home. Hartford back in front just like that. 2-1 Hartford Athletic on the road. Our third goal brought to you by AT&T in this contest as this game has really opened up.
I'm not 100% sure what Legion is complaining about, but they're continuing to speak to the referee. I know that Alex Cronali felt he was fouled on the initial play out around midfield. I don't know if there was something else that they saw, but Hartford taking the few chances they've had this half, putting that one away, putting themselves back on top.
The first Hartford goal for Kyle Edwards, the former member of Houston Dynamo and Rio Grande Valley. And he was slipped in excellently by Sadie.
Prince Sadie with a perfect pass, putting him in behind the defense. Nobody was going to catch him once he was there.
So 68 minutes in, Hartford have their 1-goal lead restored. Can they hold on to this one? Or is there another goal or two left in what has turned into an up and down second half?
First time these two teams met, there were a lot of chances. Good goalkeeping kept it 0-0 for a long time.
Cronali brings it down with his chest. Lewis. Cave Rod. Dealt with by Kavita. All of us under pressure, wins Birmingham a throw. ESPN Plus as the flag is up against Sadie and Edwards. I think both were in an offside position. Free kick here for Legion FC. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club's on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. To USL, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. More than 20 minutes left today. Feels like the goal's not exactly going to stop.
Legion came out in the second half, applied pressure, had the energy on their side. Took a little bit of a sucker punch with that last goal. Can they regain their energy and their emotion to get back on top of this game?
Dello able to turn. He's got Alves to his left. Here is Gabriel Alves. Alves against Sheldon. Cuts back for Corcoran. Corcoran shots. Whistles high and wide.
That's the one thing we haven't seen from Matthew Corcoran this season. He's decided to get into the attack a little more often today. That's the first shot I remember him taking this season. He hit it pretty well. He's been terrific defensively. He connects an enormous number of passes. If he can also get in the attack and add some shots on goal and perhaps goals for this side, he will be a major impact player.
Just 17 years old, Matthew Corcoran, but here come Hartford again. 3-on-2. It's centered for Sadie, and Sadie pushes it just wide. Brett Sadie, a massive opportunity to give Hartford a 2-goal advantage. Could not find the frame, and now Birmingham will make a change as Ben Raveno comes off and Tyler Pasher comes on.
I thought we'd see this at some point. Tyler Pasher, clearly one of the top attacking players in the league. He comes on. Colin Smith goes back to the outside back where he's played most of the year. But pace, skill, danger, and experience have all stepped on the field for Birmingham Legion.
And right away, Birmingham trying to find the substitute. Pass didn't quite get all the way to Pasher. Smith gets it into Martinez, who couldn't bring it down. Sheldon able to corral. Trying to hold off Prosper Kassim on that side. Can Hartford see this game out with their lead restored? Or will there be a second Birmingham response today? Smith from wing to fullback now. Pasher redirects it to the feet of Anderson Asiadu. Martinez. Pasher in behind. Dispossessed by Lappert. That was last-ditch defending. It had to be right from Lappert.
Good first touch from Tyler Pasher. The second touch, he tried to just carry it away from the defender, but couldn't get his foot on it. But he's having an impact already.
Martinez whistles it across the face of goal. Sanchez didn't get a touch, but neither did anybody else in a black shirt. Once again, good interplay between Pasher and Martinez on that right side. Lewis fighting with Corcoran. Both men go to ground. Referee gives the whistle to Hartford. Antoine Opanos had a relatively quiet second half. Looking for Edwards. Taken off it by Crognali. Smith able to win it back from Opano. crowded real estate. Legion FC win the throw. Fans, Birmingham's next match is on the road at Miami FC on Wednesday, May 3rd. Tune in to watch the match with our broadcast here on My 68 or the national broadcast on ESPN Plus, and follow at BHM Legion on Twitter for live match updates. Three Sparks return to Protective Stadium on Saturday, May 6th for UAB Medicine Nurses Night to face Oakland Roots. Get your tickets today at bhmlegion.com/tickets. Here is Pasher once again. Kasim threads it through. Pasher stayed onside, got the cross away. Agatello bent his run back towards the mouth of goal, not the back post. Asiadu keeps it down here. Corcoran. Decent serve just over the top of the frame that time.
Hartford with 10 people back around the box defending. "15 minutes of regulation left to play. Are they going to sit back and defend what they have, or will they continue to push forward, take some risks, and look for that finishing goal?"
Prince Sadie had an opportunity to extend this Hartford lead, could not. Will Hartford rue that missed chance? Edwards runs it down, trying to get around Crognale. Got his body in front of the attacker. Agatello, plenty of space. Here comes Legion FC once again. Kasim on the left side. Got the cross to Martinez! It's that man again, 2-2.
It was 4-on-4. The defender lets Prosper Kasim go to the left with that left foot, and he does what he always does, is be dangerous and find the right pass.
A fourth goal brought to you by AT&T today, and it didn't take much. Hold-up play from Agatello. A driven serve by Kasim, and Enzo Martinez finds the back of the net for the second time in the second half. And now the crowd to their feet as Mikey Lopez makes his season debut, coming on to replace Matthew Corcoran. Lopez has been with this program since the beginning. Now on for his debut, but another look at the equalizer.
Inch perfect pass. Enzo Martinez working his tail off to get on the end of it. And we've got 13 minutes to see who's going to win this game.
Just kind of had a feeling this game might have more opportunities in it. Sadie almost generated another one, if not for the intervention of Alex Crognale. Could there be a fifth goal in this game? Opino could not keep that in play. Referee pointing the throw to Hartford now corrects himself and gives it to Birmingham. Here comes Tyler Pasher around one man, trying to touch it and win the foot race against Lappert. Touched it out of play. Tom Ramos not pleased with how that possession got turned so quickly from a Hartford throw to a Legion throw.
Typically, if you change the call, you're going to at least give the other team a chance to get back and get organized.
Kavita with Sadie on his back. Got his head to it first. That's well done by the Birmingham captain. Here's Mikey Lopez with his first touches. 30-year-old. Came to Legion FC for their first season back in 2019, hasn't left. Appearance number 106 for Mikey Lopez. Had an injury in the preseason, now making his season debut today as his team searches for potentially a game winner. Here comes Kasim into the area again. This time his service cut out by Rod, but a Chick-fil-A corner kick is coming for the home side.
Great ball played diagonally over from Tyler Pasher. Prosper Kasim trying to replicate what he did just moments earlier.
Pretty good serve that time, just over the top of Agadello. Sent all the way to Birmingham's head coach Tom Sohn, who has been up off the bench the bulk of this second half. Christina talked to Coach Sohn after the end of the first half. She said, thought his team played terrible in the first half. They have turned things around here in the second. Looking for more with a little more than 10 minutes left. Pasher's head kept that in play. Asiadu brought it down, but couldn't get it back to Martinez. Edwards, no way around Smith. It is a throw for Hartford, despite the best efforts from Colin Smith. Birmingham fans, don't forget, after this game, you can head to the Legion FC Twitter page, @BHM Legion, immediately following the final whistle to vote on who you thought earned Man of the Match honors this evening. @BHM Legion on Twitter to cast your votes at the conclusion of this contest. Still plenty to be decided. Cedeno kept it going. Referee plays the advantage. Here comes Lewis. Lewis cuts it back. Cavito was there. Cedeno's still down for Hartford behind the play. The second time he's been down in a heap today, and the referee is going to bring things to a halt and whistle the Hartford training staff on.
Hartford team knew their player was down. They continued their attack. They didn't seem as concerned as the referee did.
And a yellow card is going to be shown to Mikey Lopez as well. So a yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. Shown to Lopez, making his season debut. Just like that is in the book.
Didn't take long. Mikey Lopez is a fiery player. He's quick. He's tough. He loves to get in on the tackle. And his first tackle of the season brought the yellow card.
Cedeno still appears to be in quite a bit of pain, holding his hand. 22-year-old from Ecuador. Originally came to the U.S. through Red Bull's Academy. Now in his third year with Hartford Athletic. Getting his hand attended to right now as he remains on the turf.
Typically when you have a hand injury in this sport, somebody got stepped on. I didn't see it. I don't know if we'll see a replay or not. Hopefully he'll be okay. Certainly it's taking some time to get him the medical attention he needs.
Between the 3 goals we've had scored in this half, plus a couple of injury stoppages, we could be in for decent amounts of stoppage time when we hit that 90-minute mark. So Cedeno with a taped up right thumb is now to his feet and ready to continue.
Normally you'd be forced to come off the field when the trainers have had to come on for you, but because of the yellow card, he's allowed to remain.
So the ball will be dropped to Birmingham here as we resume play just shy of the 84th minute. 2-2 so far on this Sunday here in the Deep South. As Torres wins it from Agadello. Break the Birmingham pressure. Hartford are able to do so. Cedeno trying to play Sadie through. He sprints around Alves. Sadie with options arriving into the area, has his cross blocked by Gabriel Alves. Sheldon. His service toward the penalty spot, flicked away by Cronali. Antoine Opino. Opino skies it well wide.
Won't see it on the stat sheet, but a great little bump from Tyler Pasher just as the shot was being taken. Just throws the man off balance enough that he can't get good contact.
Trevor Spangenberg is going to be forced to retake that goal kick. Like another ball potentially came into play there for a moment. Had it a couple of times, but again, no multi-ball rules today. Spangenberg sends it away. Martinez flicks it into the run of Kasim. That has been a popular pairing today for Legion FC. Kasim to the back post, just a bit beyond Pasher. Prosper Kasim has been heavily involved today, as is typical for the 26-year-old Ghanaian.
big man, but he rose above everybody, headed it down just as you're taught when you're 12 years old. And that's a big goal that potentially propels this team into first place in the Eastern Conference.
So Alex Crognale gives Birmingham a 3-2 lead. Now Hartford have just a few minutes to try to rescue a point today. Barrera on the turn, his pass deflected back to Kasim's chest. Lewis. Barrera towards Opino. Crognale sends that back where it came from. It's been Birmingham who's been frustrated with the officiating today. On that goal by Crognale, it was Hartford who expressed some frustration. Their goalkeeper Richard Sanchez went down. There was no stoppage, there was no whistle. Alex Crognale had a wide open net. And as it stands right now, it looks like a game winner. Siadu clears it over the top of Lapperts. And time continues. And that is full time. Not once, but twice did Birmingham trail today, and yet Birmingham leads all 3 points and move to the top of the Eastern Conference table.
Hartford Athletic is going to rue the chances they missed in the first half. 2 off the post, 1 or 2 others cleared off the line, 1 or 2 others shot wide. They outshot Legion 10-5 in the first half. 14-2 the other way in the second half.
What a turnaround, what a performance for Birmingham Legion in that second 45 minutes. Head coach Tom Stone going to celebrate with his team. Shake the hands of the referees. It was contentious at times. It was entertaining almost all the time. Birmingham Legion earn a comeback win. Christina Chambers standing by with head coach Tom Stone.
Coach, you said we were going to see a different team in the second half. We did. What adjustments did you make?
Well, it was just about firing them up. I thought we were really flat the first half, and I know we've had a lot of games, but at home it's just unacceptable. And they heard about it, and they came out and created a lot more. I think we were more disciplined, and we took care of our opportunities. So, you know, second half, at least we came out with the result, but we've got some work to do.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christina. Thanks to head coach Tom Stone. It was a different Birmingham Legion team in that second half. 3 second half goals from Birmingham to just 1 second half goal for Hartford. The difference. We'll take a timeout, wrap up our coverage here at Protective Stadium when we return right after this.
I Walked into Chick-fil-A completely outnumbered. My husband was away at military leadership training, and the kids were doing this. Miss Carol brought me water, something to eat, and then before I knew it, she was tying Margot's shoes up and I went in the next day because I just wanted to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her help.
Refrigerator.
No. And those that see the perfect wave.
I'd say that guy deserves plenty of high fives. Enzo Martinez scores twice. I believe had the assist on the game-winning set piece as well. It's Birmingham Legion come back to beat Hartford Athletic 3-2 here on this Sunday evening in Birmingham. Blake Gardner, Mike Edmond, Christina Chambers here with you as we look at our final match stats. And Mike, at halftime, you said Hartford had the bulk of the ball. They had the bulk of the chances. They had the bulk of the shots on targets. The second half flipped the other direction.
It really did, and Hartford even had the lead at the half. It felt in the first half like Birmingham Legion couldn't quite figure out how to defend it.